So we're in Fresno, California. We just finished installing a 40-gallon Rheem water heater. This is straight out of Home Depot. So 6-year warranty, 1-year labor they cover, and then 6-year parts. So years 2 through 6 you got to pay for the labor, but they'll replace all the parts in here. So we went ahead and started here at the bottom. We went ahead and replaced this gas valve. Gas valve was it was pretty old, maybe not as old as the home, but so brand new valve. That wasn't part of the proposal or the contract, but we replaced it just because it's $10, no big deal, and we like to make sure there's no gas leaks in there. Bring me the gas sniffer, and then also brand new corrugated stainless steel gas supply, looping around, coming over to the controller. That's part of the unit right there. And then bottom third adjustable strap, those are brand new. Upper third adjustable strap. And then relief valves, a little funky. We did explain to the homeowner that it wasn't part of the price to bring this up to code. If you ever want to sell it or have a home inspection, thing like that for refinancing purpose, whatever, they may want to see this relief line run into the exterior of the building. And depending on who you talk to, you can either run it down underneath the floor, through the floor, and then out the side of the building. Shut it off right now. Outside of the building, or you can go ahead and run it down, same as that gas line. You can see there's a gas line down behind there. You can take the condensate line, or the relief line, and run it down the back side of the wall behind the washer and dryer, and then out to the side and dump it down. It can be between 6 and 24 off finished grade out there. If there's concrete, 6 to 24 inches, dirt, 6 to 24 inches, or whatever it is. So you can install that. It wasn't part of the contract though. So it's tied back into existing, which I'm guessing goes down and dumps below the floor. A lot of the older homes, they go ahead and just dump it down, and you never know if it's activated or running. It's just down there below the floor, draining into the dirt. So that was not in the scope of the work, but brand new relief valve, already installed from the factory. So we did not install this. This is installed by Rheem. We did take a little 90 and offset it so we can get a pipe on there, a couple of stainless steel connectors to get it back up to there. We didn't want to wrench this around too much because honestly, we don't know what kind of shape it's in the wall. We don't want to damage it and then have to repair it. So that'll be a separate project. You can leave it and it'll work fine. This thing never activates. You don't have to worry about it. This does relieve temperature and or pressure. We explained to the homeowner the safety feature of that, so you don't need to mess with it at all. Also, we put a couple of valves in here, hot and cold. Just because typically older the home is, the more chance it is that you get backfeeding from the cold to the hot side. So sure enough, when we turned the water on, it was filling from the hot side. No big deal. It just simply, you got a cross connection somewhere. So it either will cause problem with temperature, maintaining temperature, getting full hot because it's balancing the water hot and cold together before we even turn the faucet on. So it might be a separate issue you could resolve at a tub shower valve or a single handle sink faucet, something like that. So we explained that to them as well. So 2 brand new valves, not part of the contract or proposal either, but again, you leave that old gate valve in there and it drips, and you get a problem. So we just put new stuff in there. So 2 new valves, Falcon stainless steel connectors. These are the best connectors, in my opinion, that they make. They're full 0.725 inside diameter, which is, as you guessed, 0.75 is 3/4 of an inch. These are the biggest they make. They're ultra flexible. You can take them apart, straighten them out, use them again. So 18, I think they're 15 inches on both sides. So hot is on, cold is on. We're going to let some air out of the system through one of the faucets here in a minute. Brand new venting, so draft diverter comes with the unit, and you can see a brand new adjustable fitting, brand new piece of pipe, and then existing fitting up top. Reason why it was stuck in there pretty good, and you've got quite a bit of the old insulation that's that piece of metal up there that is the big circle that the pipe goes through. That's a sealing bucket, and I bet you it's chock full of insulation. So you honestly should get up in the attic and clean that all away from there. You don't want that insulation up against that single wall pipe or sifting through and dumping down on the top of the water heater. So when you get a chance, get that cleaned out. So anyways, it is installed, burner is lit. Water is heating. Should be about an hour and a half before you got hot water. Please leave this right there at hot. That is roughly 120 degrees. A130, B140, C150, very hot. 160 at 140. You got 3rd degree burns in 3 seconds. You will go to the hospital. So if you're having trouble with hot water in the home, I can almost guarantee it's not going to be the water heater. It's going to be specific to a faucet that has a cartridge in it. So this tank's brand new. No sediment in it. We did talk to the homeowner. They said they had quite a bit of trouble with sediment, so The way to resolve that is right at the tank or at the entry into the building. Go ahead and get a 10-inch Big Blue or a spin down filter. Typical on residential, you'll see a 10-inch Big Blue cart housing with a 10-inch sediment filter in there. Change it every 6 months, and that takes care of the sediment for you. They do make clear housings as well, so you can actually monitor it. Spin down filters we see more out in the country on well water, so they can back flush it out there. But anyway, so leave this on hot. You can certainly test the water. You know, it's I wouldn't recommend, you know, utilizing this too much, because it appears to be, let me see, it appears to be plastic all the way in. If it was a Bradford White, it's all metal construction. I like to open those up, dump water into a bucket, you know, take a garden hose or a hose washer like you would have on your clothes washer here. Dump about 2 gallons into a bucket, take a digital thermometer, put it in there, and you can get an exact reading on the temperature that this water heater is producing. You know, same thing with something like this, single handle, you probably get hot water right out of there and get a pretty good reading of the temperature as well. Anything with a cartridge, probably not the best reading, because it mixes hot and cold together, and if it's not working right, then you get a wrong reading. So anyways, everything looks good. We're going to button this up. Outside of that, this installation is done.